For many manufacturers, social media can feel a little intimidating, a little time consuming, and sometimes completely unnecessary, especially if you're not selling direct to consumer. Many manufacturers ignore the potential and the possibilities that social media can provide for them. But social media can help your brand stand out, attract top talent to hire for your organization, retain talent, get visibility, and to train the next generation on what's to come in manufacturing and what's already here. So today, hi, if we've not met before, my name is Jessica Suter. I'm the founder and president of Now Marketing Group, and we're going to be breaking down how social media can be used in the world of manufacturing. Whether you're new to this, maybe you already have some social media channels set up, but maybe haven't touched it in a while, we got to dust it off a little bit. I'm going to be breaking down not only the top platforms for you to use, but also some of the best strategies as it relates to social media. Now, of course, in this short video, we can't cover all the tips, but what I will do is a link at the bottom of here, this training series attached with the blog recap for this video. Also, a link to some free training social media sources that you can use. So, how to set up your Facebook page, and the using best practices in the industry, how to set up your LinkedIn groups, etc. Your personal profiles on LinkedIn. All of the good trainings that you can use to make sure that you are doing social not only the right way, but the right way to achieve your goals. So let's dive into it. First and foremost, how can you use social media effectively in the world of manufacturing? Really, it starts by first thinking about the top platforms to get started on if you have not already. For many companies in manufacturing, it could look a little bit different, but I'm going to focus on the top three social media platforms that we're recommending for manufacturers. The first being Facebook. Why? Facebook not only is that community connection resource, but it's kind of like the new phone book, if you will. Not only are people looking up companies online, but they're looking at them on social media sites like Facebook, first and foremost. Even Google recognizes this. They attach your Google My Business profile with your social media channels and make sure that you stand out above somebody that does not have those already linked. In fact, right now, social media is playing a huge role as it relates to search. Apps like TikTok and Instagram are actually, in many industries, beating out the top search results in Google. So whether you're selling business to consumer or business to business, or maybe you're just part of the process, creating the products that you're selling to other companies that are working with consumers or other businesses, you still want to make sure that you have a presence on social media channels, starting with Facebook. It's a very easy one to get set up, but it's ideal for community engagement. You know, it's ideal for parent audiences that are looking to see where should my child apply to for an apprenticeship, or what's kind of a career pathway for them. They're looking at different companies, and they'll only find you if you are there and engaged on social media. It provides local visibility so you can get support from your community, and it's great for sharing photos, videos, and engaging with other community channels that you want to be aligned with. So potentially some collaborations and just support for other companies that potentially work with yours, including like WestCOMP, for example. We're posting content all the time. Maybe you schedule a hiring post on Facebook. That's something that you can tag WestCOMP in, and we can share it onto the other social channels that WestCOMP has. So it's a great way for community and engagement and interaction. Instagram is number 2 platform choice for manufacturers. Why? Because they say a photo is worth 1,000 words, which you can post photos on Instagram, but you can also do quite a bit of video content on there. Instagram is another one for SEO, search everywhere optimization, as we like to call it now in the world of marketing, where businesses are showing up on Instagram more and more often at the top of the search results versus just on Google. So, Instagram is perfect for visual content. It's great for showcasing your company culture, your equipment, maybe your processes, and a little bit behind the scenes. It allows people to sense a day in the life of what it's like to be part of your company. The third platform, you probably could have guessed it, probably the one that you're already on right now. If you're not, you definitely need to be on there. It is LinkedIn. So, LinkedIn is strong for professional storytelling. It's a great way to highlight some of your certifications that you have as an organization. It's great for hiring, especially if you watch the recruiting training video before this one was released. We talk about how people are more educated than ever before. They have more resources to do their homework on companies before they apply at a job. And they're typically checking you out on LinkedIn, see who else is working there, who else is following the company, maybe even people that they know. What are they saying about you as an organization? And what are you posting online so we can see what it would be like potentially to imagine ourselves working at your organization. So it's useful for recruiting skilled positions as well, sharing achievements and certifications that you have, and connecting with educators and workforce partners. It's a great platform for that. LinkedIn also has a free newsletter feature where you can stay connected with your current team members that are at your organization and maybe share some updates with them. Could be training resources, it could be inspirational content to keep them motivated in their position and staying ahead of the curve with some of the changes and technology that is coming down the pipeline. So, LinkedIn is another one. So, you don't just want to think of social media as this is just another marketing avenue where we're blasting out if we need something. It is social media marketing, meaning we want to have the social aspect in the marketing that we're producing, meaning it's conversational, it is engaging, and it is that platform that you can use, the platforms that you can use to really build stronger relationships with not only your current team members that you have, because your team members become your biggest evangelist, your community members, so people in the community that you align with and share certain ideals, but they can become collaborators with you and elevate and amplify your message. Your clients can become your biggest advocators for you as well, because they enjoy working with you. Maybe it's a place where they're going to share some, testimonials or reviews based on working with you and how smooth the process is. But your fans can become your biggest fanatics for your company. So maybe they don't work with you right now. Maybe they're just part of the community and they love seeing what you're doing. Maybe you have a green initiative at your organization, or maybe you ran a sponsorship application for or scholarship application for different schools or universities, or maybe you donated to something and they want to support you and say thank you. They can become your biggest advocates too. So, what does social media look like in practice when you're thinking, like, what are we going to post? All we do is make things here. That's perfect. That's what people want to see. But they are going to want to see some behind the scenes moments of what you have going on in your organization. So, it could be something as simple as quickly running a machine, a team discussing a project, or parts being assembled. But people want to see that you are real people doing real things in real time. It brings that human part of your company forward. As we like to say, starting from the inside out. So start with, what is it here that we do? Not what we make or what we provide, but what is it that we do? What do you solve? And what do you want to be known for? So we call this the brand manifesto. That will help you capture and create some content around what people are expecting to see then around what you're sharing online. It could be, we are here to streamline X process here in manufacturing, and we hire the best skilled workers that really care. And you're highlighting your team members, because that's another thing that's great to share on social is employee spotlights. So what do they enjoy about working at their job? What's their zone of genius and expertise? What surprised them about working in manufacturing or with your organization? Or what's one thing they've learned this year, or what to expect moving forward? Those kinds of pieces of content are gold. Not only is their family going to get behind it, but it's going to make the team members feel more valued and appreciated when they're shouted out online and recognized for the hard work that they're doing. They're not just going to stay for the paycheck then, they're going to stay because they know that they work for a company that cares. Culture highlights tie right into that. So, birthdays, team lunches, training days, maybe safety milestones, volunteer work that you're doing, or simple moments of teamwork. It's also great social media content. So it's, again, not trying to just sell something or do a traditional marketing message, but it's really kind of introducing people to who you are as an organization. Before and after visuals. So maybe you're starting to create a product and like, here's the step-by-step process of how it works. So show the process from raw material to finished product. People love transformational videos. It's a great thing to share on or Instagram. Also, you can share that across any of the social platforms, really. Training and technology features is another great type of content to share. So show off modern machines, robotics. People love robotics, CNC equipment, or VR tools maybe that are used in your training program at your organization. But show them it's not what you think of potentially of old school manufacturing that your grandma or grandpa used to do. But this is the new rules of and ways that we're doing manufacturing at your organization. Another great thing to share is facility moment. So potentially it's a machine setup, employees collaborating again, but the positive work environment is really what you want to share. So those are just some ideas for some out of the box things that you can share that's really going to get high engagement. The others are some FAQs. So what are some of the questions maybe that you're asked most often, and answering that for others? Did you know type post? Uh, but social, again, keeping the social in it and imagining that you are writing to someone on the other end of the screen, because you are, but that you're having a conversation with them, right? And so it's not just sharing a website link and a title. One, social media channels hate website links. They want people to stay in platform and they want to build conversation and engagement. So we like to say, follow the post framework when you're posting out content. POST is an acronym that stands for, one, make sure your content is personalized. So you're imagining who is reading this content, that it's personalized to your ideal audience or your ideal team member that you want to read it, or your ideal community partner that you want to read it and engage with it. The O part about post is all about open-ended. So you're not just sharing something and talking at someone, but you're talking with them. So again, if you're sharing maybe an FAQ type post, it's, did you know that X number of machines are made per year? Or it could be, how many machines do you think we make per year with this? And it's engaging conversation. Sounds like, okay, how is this going to benefit us? It does, because one, it's going to help your search everywhere optimization, but two, it's going to grow in your engagement and really the sense of belonging around your organization. As I mentioned in the recruiting video, people are not just searching online for a job description, they're searching for where they belong. So the more that you can share about what it would be like to work at your organization and share a little bit of your personality, which is the S part of post, your own style. So your personality, your own imagery, your own style of maybe the way that you communicate. So it's not just a blanket post that feels very corporate and dry and disconnected. It's very much about who you are as an organization, sharing your own style. I'll give you a couple links in the end of this article that I'm attaching with this video too, to give you some examples of some manufacturing companies and other organizations and how they're using their social media to engage and stay connected following these best practices. The T in post is all about timeliness. So being mindful of what's happening in real time and be timely with it. So you'd want to, of course, share something that is happening with a team member and their birthday, and share that on their birthday or their anniversary for working with you, but also timely as in not being tone deaf on what's happening in the world around us. So make sure that you're posting content that is very relevant to what's happening in today's world that day that you're sharing it. So it doesn't come across tone deaf. You don't want to say, it's a beautiful, sunny, warm day here in Ohio if there's snow outside. Now that's a far stretch example, but you get the idea. If there's a tragedy or something going around right now in the world, you might not want to share that content that's saying what a great day it is. So pretty much a no-brainer, but definitely something we like to bring up to stay timely. But Posting consistently, here's some quick wins for you with getting started with social is one, your consistency matters. You don't have to post every single day, but we do recommend 3 times per day and being mindful of the platform that you're on and writing in the tone that sounds right for that platform. Also, tagging people, the partners, if you're mentioning them, make sure you tag them because that's going to help boost your engagement and your visibility. So, if you are attending maybe a chamber event and speaking at that chamber event, you would want to tag the chamber in your post that you're sharing. Maybe you heard someone else speak there and you really like what they had to say. You can feature some of their content and tag them and say, I really enjoyed hearing such and such, or we enjoyed as an organization hearing such and such speak, and tag that person that was speaking there or that company that was speaking there. This is going to help build that rapport and continue upticking your engagement. Sharing team members' faces and your real products, that's also a huge win. People love seeing people doing real things in real time. So definitely something to be mindful of. And celebrate the small wins. It could sound silly, like, hey, we just got in a new type of machine, but people love seeing that kind of content. So these moments are things that are going to help you tell your story about your company much better than a brochure or a billboard ad can do because it's very engaging and very human. You want to avoid being overly corporate, dry, using stock photography, or of course, don't use anything that you haven't purchased the rights to unless you're using, that's another reason why to use your own photos that you're taking online in your social post. It's very easy to take great photos right now with just a simple iPhone. You can also do videos on here. They turn out really, really well. You just want to be mindful of what you're sharing out there. Just kind of check, make sure the cleanliness of your location is on point and that you have good lighting and good audio. So with that, I'm going to share several of the resources that can help you amplify your social media presence online for manufacturing and why it matters today. Some examples of some other companies that are posting on social that can give you a good sneak peek, maybe generate some ideas for you. But definitely something that you want to be mindful of, especially as now, as I mentioned, social is taking over some of the Google search results. So you want to share out what you're doing as an organization to help you attract, retain, and sustain, not only team members, but the growth of your organization. We've not only have these resources for you, but we also have some WestCOMP ones as well that have some ready to go social graphics and social content that you can use at any time to post about WestCOMP and you being part of it. That's something that's very easy to share out, that it's ready to go. You can add your logo to it if you want, the images, but we have them kind of branded to WestCOMP and manufacturing moves. So with that, I'm going to send you these resources. But as always, if you have any questions on the best practices in social media or you get stuck anywhere, just let us know. We're happy to help. But make sure you keep the social and social media and keep your manufacturing organization growing strong.